I feel betrayed with what I found out about my girlfriend. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. I can't even describe how betrayed, how angry and how alone I feel. As a cliche saying goes, I'll just start from the beginning. 2 years ago I met the girl of my dreams. She's amazing in the best possible ways, and to say I was in love would be the understatement of the year. We keep hanging on and off for days on end, even making her friends and other boys who were into her very jealous. After 5 months of talking and hanging out together and a whole night of playing truth or dare, we admitted we had feelings for each other over call. I was ecstatic to say the least. This was the first ever person I dated, and I haven't experienced anything as amazing as that night. From there on it was amazing. We talked for days on end, calling each other as soon as we got home, and even joined calls together and turned on our cameras in order to make her more comfortable due to her having severe anxiety, which made it to where she got so worried she wouldn't be able to sleep. We kept going on like that for around 6 months, always doing something new, playing a new game that came out and making new friends. This is when my new friend comes into the picture. We played a couple games that day and found him in one of them. We both enjoyed hanging out with him and decided to invite him to a call over Discord. We all talked, laughed, and we continued on as our friend group slowly grew from 5 to 15 over the next year or so. My girlfriend and I started planning on moving in together around this time and started talking about how amazing this is and planning on taking this to the next level. We started sharing everything, including passwords to each other's Discords. By this point our new friend was by far one of our best friends of all time, and we even talked about having him visit us since he lived only 2 states over, which would be no problem for him. We continued to hang out with our friends, telling them about our plans for the future we wanted to share together, and overall everything seemed to be the same. This is when it all came downhill. About a month ago my family decided to spring a vacation down to a luxury hotel by the sea. I obviously asked whether my girlfriend was allowed to come, which was denied due to my family being worried about COVID-19. Begrudgingly I had to accept, since they weren't going to allow me to stay home for 2 weeks all by myself at 20 years old. I told the news to my girlfriend and she was surprisingly excited at the idea, which was uncharacteristic of her due to her severe anxiety. I obviously asked if she was alright and if she was feeling okay. She said was completely fine, and that I had apparently helped her through her anxiety over the years, something I extremely regret eating up and believing, and telling her how happy I am that her anxiety is starting to go away. Off I went on the trip with my family to the hotel. I even feel sick looking at this place after all that's happened. I called my girlfriend the second I arrived at the hotel room, checking up on her and asking how she's doing without me, to which she responds along the lines of, "I'm doing great, I miss you so much already and I can't wait to have you back here." Another lie that I regret believing and completely hate myself for being so stupid. I started to enjoy my stay here, going shopping with my younger brother and sister and paying for food and clothes for them. I continued to go about my time just like this before I decided to call my girlfriend 2 days later to check up on her again, having only sent a text to her the night before asking. She continued saying, "I'm doing great, why are you calling so often?" Which finally started raising red flags on my end, but I ultimately dropped it and decided to not call her for another 3 days as my family and I continued to enjoy our stay at the hotel. This is the moment where I feel beyond stupid, betrayed, angry and alone. I called her on Saturday after I told my family I wanted to relax and call her to hang out, opting to play on the laptop my mom had brought along. After a few minutes of ringing to no reply, the other end finally picked up, to none other than my friend, asking, "Who is this?" I recognized his voice immediately and asked what he was doing over at my girlfriend's house. He rapidly started spouting about how we talked about having him visit and how he took up the first opportunity he could to drive down to my girlfriend's house without saying a single word to me or my girlfriend. This raised every red flag possible. At this point I wasn't just smelling something fishy, I was smelling the whole ocean. I quickly logged on and checked messages between my girlfriend and my friend, only to discover that for 2 months they had been sexting and she had told him about me going away, how badly he wanted her, pictures and more things I can't even stomach to read again, yet alone type. I don't know what to do, I feel betrayed, alone and angry. Here are some of the best comments from our community. "So basically, you went out of town for a little while and she jumped on the first dick that presented itself. You're too young to deal with all that bullshit, move on to the next mistake, you still have plenty to make before people have higher expectations of you. She was anticipating having sex with a friend while you were gone. She doesn't give 2 shits about your feelings. Also, how are you moving in with her so soon? Do you guys have stable jobs? If she's relying on you to provide a home, that's a red flag right there. She'll be having fuck buddies over while you're out working. That's a situation you can avoid by just dumping her and moving on. You have been betrayed by both of them. I saw a comment where you said that your friend was cancelled. But that your GF means so much to you. Are you insane? This is not a one-night, drunk in the toilets cheating. This is 2 months of sexting. This was planned as soon as you announced the holiday. There are different levels of betrayal. Your friend fucked your GF. I agree to end the friendship. Your GF fucked your friend. Not only that, but she seems to have instigated it. This betrayal, you are not sure about? We tell our so things that we don't tell anybody else. We share a bond that could be unbreakable until death. We love and are intimate with them. Her betrayal is so much worse than his. She does not love or respect you. If she did, this would not have happened. Cheating is a set of decisions. She has been making these decisions every day for 2 months. Each day, she had the opportunity to decide that this is wrong. She didn't. Kick her to the curb. Thank fate and your parents for not allowing her to go on holiday with you. You could be finding this out after marriage and kids. Here is the second story. I found out about my girlfriend's affair. I'll be honest. We were not following Christ in our relationship. She never practiced Christianity even though her dad was Catholic. So we would have sex and I would brush it off. She was the sweetest person and I truly thought her behavior was good. We lived so much life together. I even helped her bury her grandmother. When all of my friends and her friends found out, we were absolutely blindsided because she was the last person you would expect that of. She grew distant in November when she started having an affair. We were not intimate after that. Instead, she carried on a whole relationship behind my back. Even as far as skipping town with him. I know that for my next relationship I need to focus more on Christ. Problem is, I really enjoy sex. I love it especially if it's with a person that I am in love with. Does anyone have any suggestions? Peace. Never understood equally yoked until now. Here are some of the best comments from our community. That's rough, I'm sorry. But don't listen to people who talk about being unequally yoked. Cheater's gonna cheat, no matter their religion or yours. This didn't happen because you're a Christian and she's not, it happened simply because she's a cheater. You can't blame yourself. Even if you find out that there was some way in which you were letting her down, she should have talked with you rather than go behind your back. Similarly, you can't question your taste or anything, especially if everyone was surprised by what happened. I was blessed to marry a woman who, from the beginning, wanted to stay pure until our wedding night as much as I did. We made that commitment and waited. And for us, that included avoiding situations and actions that could lead us into temptation. It worked. I can't say the same about the 4 relationships I had prior to that one. I was with women who didn't see eye to eye with me on this matter, and I ended up being too weak and gave in. You basically learned the same lesson I did. Just don't fail 3 more times like I did. She didn't cheat on you because of premarital sex. And lots of Christians have sex with boyfriends and girlfriends without cheating. Your mistake is correlating what has no correlation. Have safe sex, just ditch the cheater. I know how you feel as the same thing happened to me. We were engaged too, which makes the betrayal even worse. Now I'm living for Christ and I'll wait for marriage from here on out. Resist temptation. I have a high sex drive too, but when you give that intimacy to the wrong person it feels awful, and I don't know about you but I couldn't go through that again. I've come to terms with it now, but the only part I'm struggling with now is my uncontrollable anger. I used to be a very passive man but now I'm definitely not. I fly off the handle at anyone over the slightest little annoyance. I miss who I used to be. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.